Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shuffle Podcast. This is episode 226. I'm Joe.
I'm Kira.
I thought you were about to just say I'm here at the same time. And I was like, hold on, this isn't how the intro works.
Hold on.
Kira, before we get into your trip, how the heck are you?
I'm great.
That's
I'm
good.
here.
Sorry, I just realized I was really far away. That's
How the
it.
heck
You're
are
here.
you?
You're what? Oh, I
I was
thought
just repeating what you
yeah.
said. I'm good. I'm I'm unbelievable.
I quit. This is the last episode of the podcast. We're done.
I had to make that joke at least once.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So you're back. You're tan.
Tan Queen.
You're bruised.
I'm extremely bruised.
Yeah. So we'll just just get into it. Tell us some quick highlights of the trip. You were gone for like a week.
Yeah, so we were gone for about 7 days.
Mhm.
We spent the first half like in the jungle and everything.
Yeah,
because-
living amongst the rainforest.
Yeah, quite
Is it a
scary.
rainforest?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I would say rainforest jungle area.
It's giving rainforest.
Giving the wild.
Yeah.
And so we spent about like 3 days there, I think. And then
What were you residing in? Was it like a jungle abode?
so the
Or was it like a
first
tent?
place, it was like next to one of the Mayan temples there. And then the second place that we moved to, it was like a jungle, like very fancy, like
Hut?
it was like
Fancy hut?
a fancy jungle hotel thing. Like you could walk outside and there's just like jungle
jungle.
around you. But yeah, there were like monkeys in the trees and stuff. And
That's
it was very sick. We were
Yeah.
walking around, there's like howler monkeys and spider monkeys around. It was very cool.
Yeah.
And then we went from that jungle hotel to Key Cocker and spent a few days there,
Mhm.
like 2.5-ish. And we snorkeled, and it was very fun.
Couldn't ever.
I love snorkeling.
I like the idea of snorkeling,
Yeah.
but when I like think, yeah, that's something I could do. I remember that I'm very claustrophobic, and so the thought of like not being
How
able
does-
to breathe, because like you can feel the pressure of the water,
Yeah.
and that freaks me out. I have I've used a snorkel like in the ocean, but like at the beach.
But you can breathe if you're snorkeling.
Yeah.
That's what the whole point of the
Yeah,
snorkel
until
is.
you can't anymore.
Yeah, until you inhale water. I did that a few times actually.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah. So, and even just like, even when you are breathing, like breathing while your face is underwater is a very unnatural thing for your body to do.
Yeah.
So anytime I've done that, I'm like very shaky. I'm like, like it's bad. It's like I'm crying. That's how I breathe.
But yeah, I got the shirt and blaze and it says Shark Bait Dive Team. Because I swam with freaking sharks.
Freaking what kind?
Nurse sharks, so it wasn't like
Yeah,
it wasn't
the
it
best
wasn't,
kind of sharks to swim
dangerous.
with.
Yeah, it wasn't super dangerous, but they were feeding the sharks right next to us, which I don't think that you're supposed to do. But the people that we were with were like, oh, we're not going to feed the sharks. But then I think it was like another company that we were like pulled up
Started feeding
next
the
to, so
sharks,
they
yeah.
started feeding the sharks, and they were like, well, we're here,
Yeah.
so whatever.
No time like the present.
Yeah.
Again, they're only nurse sharks. Like,
Yeah,
what are they
they're
gonna?
only nurse
They're not
sharks.
gonna do anything to you.
But then whenever he was talking about it, he was like, yeah, they're nurse sharks and like they all have their own personalities and stuff. So like they're really calm for the most part. But if you mess with them, then like their suction, like in their bite, is
Yeah.
like the power of 20 vacuum cleaners, so they can suck your skin right off. And I was like, I was like, I'm gonna keep my distance then either way. Like it's
Only if I put 20 vacuum cleaners on me, I'd suck my skin off.
yeah, sure. Please don't try that.
I don't think, because each vacuum cleaner only has the power of one vacuum cleaner. So like if I put 20 on me,
But like
each one
like
would only
20 and
in one.
one.
In one.
In one.
20 in one suck is gonna just yeah.
Oh, but yeah. The jungle, rainforest, whatever you want to call it, don't know what it technically is, was actually horrifying and it was really cool,
Yeah.
but it was so scary.
At night specifically?
No, just in general.
Just in general.
Just in general.
I would have been more scared at night, I think. Because
Um,
that's when you know the things are out.
yeah, so there's like jaguars in Belize, which I don't think I realized.
Yeah.
But like I like knew subconsciously that there were jaguars, but then they were like, yeah, there's jaguars, and I was like,
Yeah. You watched
cool.
Go Diego Go. You know.
We talked about
Yeah,
last time.
you
Yeah,
know there's
absolutely.
jaguars.
But yeah, so my mom, I love her, thought it was a good
Nikki.
idea. Yeah, Nikki, she, lovely Nikki, thought it was a good idea. The day that we were transferring from the like jungle hotel to the beach, our like ride left at like 10 a.m.
Right.
to leave. And so my mom was like, "Oh, let's go to this butterfly house and stuff. It's a canoe ride over there
To the butterfly house?
to the butterfly house."
Okay.
And the lady at the front desk said it's only 30 minutes there and back, so I think it'll be fine.
Like hour round trip or 30-minute round trip?
30-minute canoe there,
30-minute canoe back.
30-minute canoe back.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea because, like, I don't know. I just have a really bad feeling about it. I think that we should just drive to the butterfly house and then continue on to the beach. But it is what it is. We canoed there.
Okay.
Um,
That's pretty sick.
yeah, it's very in theory, it's very cool.
Yeah.
And it was very pretty on the way there. But we were going downriver on the
Very
way there.
easy on the way
Very
there.
easy on the way there.
Yeah. You don't have to
Definitely-
do any work.
No, definitely only 30 minutes. We come up on our first set of like rapids. So like very fast moving water on the way there.
I know what rapids are.
I know, but I'm just emphasizing it. Like very fast moving water there. And I go, we have to come back through this. Are we gonna be okay? Like, are we gonna make this? Like,
Yeah.
this is very hard. Like, this is pushing us hard. So are we gonna be able to get back through? And everybody's like, yeah, no, it'll be fine. And I'm like, me being the experienced one out of all of us, I was like, okay.
You're the experienced canoeer?
I used to work at a kayak place and like
Hmm.
do kayak rescues or
You were
whatever.
Pete.
Yeah, I was Pete. So I was like, okay, whatever, you guys, you want to canoe here? We get there, and it's a 15-minute walk.
After you get off the canoe?
After we get off the canoe, it's a 15-minute walk uphill to this butterfly house that we spent a total of maybe 10, 15 minutes.
You know what
there.
you sound like really quick? Like you sound like my parents telling a story of how they got to school as a child. Uphill both ways.
Yeah, it's
That's what you sound like right now.
it was intense.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so we spent a few minutes at the butterfly house, and then we're like, my parents are calling and like texting or whatever the people at the hotel because they're like, there's no way that we're gonna make it back by 10 o'clock. Like it's 9 o'clock already. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be really tight. So they said, okay, we can push it back to 10:45 to leave. And so we were like, okay. So we left the butterfly house, and the canoe ride back upriver was horrible,
I bet.
terrible. I would like
Were
to
you
say-
all in one canoe?
No, so it's my mom and I in one canoe, and then my dad and my sister in the other canoe. And there was lots of cussing and crying from me because
That
Because-
tracks. Yeah.
because it
'Cause
was
you were right.
I was. And at a certain point, I ended up just literally jumping out of the canoe and pulling the canoe through the rapids.
Oh, so the water wasn't deep.
In some areas it was, but like we
Yeah.
pulled out to the shore a little bit, and I jumped out, and I was just like, whatever. And I
There's
pulled it
nothing
through.
in the water that you got to be worried about.
I was more worried about the things on the side, which were the spiders in the trees. I don't do spiders at all.
Are they like known for their tree spiders?
No, but I saw a lot of spiders, and they kept landing on me because my mom thought it would be a good idea to pull to the side and use the trees to pull us along. And I said, absolutely not, because we kept getting hit by spiders.
Gross.
And hence the crying, because I have a massive fear of spiders.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so I just ended up getting out of the canoe multiple times and pulling us through the
What
several.
about your dad and your sister?
My dad and my sister, my dad, I think, got out as well
Oh.
and pulled it through.
You were like, oh, they did great.
No, they didn't. I mean, we all did okay. And then we come up to like the last set of rapids, I guess.
Yeah.
As we like right next to the hotel. And we had caught up to my dad and my sister because they were way up ahead, like canoeing and shit. And we get to them and we're like, why are you hanging out here? So like it didn't look as bad as the other rapids that we just went through. And he was like, I can't get through. Maybe you can try. And so he ends up pulling the canoe up onto the shore and then just walking the rest of the way because like you could see the beach area. But like you had to still walk through like jungle area to get there. And so he pulled it up on the shore and there's like this path and they walked out to the path. We attempted it one time and then I was like, you know what, whatever. We're just going to get out too. If they can't make it, we
Yeah.
obviously can't either. And so we pull our canoe up, and I, at this point, like still bawling my eyes out, and I'm
Yeah.
like unwell. And so I was like, there are so many bugs around here and freaking out. And I'm like, why are there so many bugs in this area? And I look down and there's a dead iguana in front of me. And I was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
This is the end for me.
This is everything
it.
coming to an end right here.
Yep. And so then, yeah, so then I ran past the dead iguana and then back to the hotel, packed up my stuff really fast, and then we got in the car.
Did you make? You
We
made it.
made the 10:45. We got back at like 10:20, and none of my stuff was packed
Yeah.
because I was like,
Go figure. Yeah.
whatever.
Because you're never.
I never prepare for anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I threw my stuff together and got in a van. It was brutal. It was quite brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my canoe story.
So wait, you left the butterfly thing at 9 o'clock?
Like 9:15.
So it took you over 45 minutes. It took you nearly an hour
Yeah.
to get back to the hotel.
Yeah. 30 minutes back.
Yeah.
My ass.
Yeah, maybe if you have
Jesus.
arms like a fucking tree trunk.
Okay, let's go.
Oh God.
Oh. And then the other psycho thing that happened was going into the caves
Yeah.
there. So there is, I don't really know what they're called. Oh, I do know. It's the ATM caves. I don't know the pronunciation of it. But we went in there. You're not allowed to like bring phones or cameras or anything
Right.
because you used to. But I guess there were 4 separate incidences where tourists were
Or separate what?
incidences.
Nope, just incident.
Incidents. Where tourists would like bring their cameras in and then like drop their cameras on the dead people in there.
Okay.
Um,
That's. I mean,
rewind.
Yeah.
There's dead people in there
in the caves.
in the caves because
Not recently dead.
no, not recently dead.
So
As
like,
far as we know.
so like skeletons.
Yeah, there's skeletons in there.
And if you drop your camera on a skeleton, it's fucking.
But it
fine.
broke.
The skeleton.
The
broke?
skeleton's like shattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking dead.
But it's like
they don't care.
It's historical artifacts and stuff.
If it was historical artifacts, they wouldn't be walking people through it.
And also
They're
they-
fucking skeletons.
And they are historical artifacts. But also, if I dropped my camera on a dead person, I think I'd be haunted for the rest of my life.
You're
and my
not
next
dropping
lives.
your camera on a dead person. You're dropping your camera on an
On their
ancient
bones.
on an ancient skeleton that's so like dry and dusted that your cell phone or your camera cracks its bones. You could drop your phone on me right now, I'd be fine. Their bones are so old and brittle.
That's a bad juju that I don't get into. I don't mess with dead people in general.
I don't think there's there's not like a thing that says like how you break a mirror you have bad luck for 7 years. There's not a thing that says if you shatter a dead person's bones you have bad luck.
I feel like you should have bad luck if you shatter somebody's bones.
No.
I'm
because
just
it's
saying.
like-
What do you mean no?
they're just like, who gives a fuck?
So like they're not like naturally dead people though. Like they didn't die naturally. So they have
They're not
found-
naturally dead people.
they have found I guess around 18 sets of skeletons in there.
Okay.
And
18 sets of skeletons
yeah.
or 18 skeletons?
The-
Like how many is
the
a
full
set?
Thing like
Okay, so 18
the
full
body.
skeletons.
yeah.
It's
I'm
like a
su-
set.
I'm
I'm like,
sure
what?
there's
They come in
I'm
like
sure there's some bones missing here and there because
Yeah.
like it's
Animals.
all been moved around from like water and stuff because there's water
Water.
in the cave. Like
Yeah.
you had to swim to get to these areas. Swim.
Yeah.
Like you're fully swimming in there.
Yeah.
And so like the water is moved around and stuff, but they were sacrificed to like
The skeleton or the people.
Yeah, the people were sacrificed to like the Mayan gods and stuff.
That is pretty cool.
Basically, essentially,
At that rate, I'd feel even less bad about dropping my phone on them.
but they didn't sacrifice themselves. Like other people sacrificed them.
I got that. I'm following.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a suicide cave.
Well, they don't know technically.
I mean,
A lot of it was like blunt forces to the skull.
yeah, seen a lot of cracked skulls.
Yeah.
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 Not from dropped phones.
Some from drop phones, but others from the tool that they found in there. As
So
well.
like, you see this big hole on the back of their skull? That was from that's
giant
from
hole.
that's from a
from
club.
person.
This rectangular shaped dent in their skull and their forehead.
That's a phone.
Yeah, somebody's cell phone.
Yeah. So basically, I guess the story is that they eat these like seeds or something
Who's
to
they?
like the Mayans.
Okay.
To like essentially get high.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my
they
God, they were fucking high all the time.
oh yeah, and then they like would go sit in the cave and like I don't know. If I'm butchering this, I'm sorry, but like they would sacrifice
Who
like
the
their
fuck you apologizing
I don't
for?
know. I don't know, whoever. But they would like put their blood in something with like corn mix because they thought that they were made from corn and the god of, I mean the blood of the gods and stuff, the god of the blood. And then they would like talk to the gods and like ask them for rain or for it to stop raining
Damn,
or
they were
something like
high
that.
as fuck.
Yeah. So they were like talking to the gods and stuff. And yeah, and so then if
You
it
seem like super uncomfortable about this.
because it's ugh,
Like it's not though. Like that's the part of history that's like fascinating.
it is very fascinating, but I'm like,
I don't give a fuck about the politics of
oh, I don't give a
history or within history.
yeah,
But
I
like
don't care about the politics either. But like
18 people that were sacrificed in a cave, cool.
but most of them were like babies.
Oh,
Like
well,
all
yeah.
under
Oh
the
my
age
God,
of
that was like
3.
you had to
Yeah.
like virgins, babies, things that are like pure. Those are the things you
Well,
got to
a
say. You
lot
can't
of
just be
a few of
sacrificing.
the
You can't
skeletons.
sacrifice me.
Well, a few of the skeletons. One of them, I guess, was like it matched up with.
She was like the slut of the Mayan Empire.
No, it was a guy.
Oh, he was the slut of the Mayan
I
Empire.
don't know. He was like it's. They said that he seemed like the skeleton seemed like it was from a guy in like his 40s or late 30s or something.
40-year-old virgin.
Maybe. Or maybe he like tried to kill himself as a sacrifice. Maybe he was really desperate. I don't know.
Anything to stop the rain down there in Central America.
Yeah, or bring the rain from droughts and stuff.
Yeah.
But another one was I guess a 13-year-old boy around the age of
Virgin.
13.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the thing is that if they put kids in there, kids cry. And so they thought that if the kids would cry for the gods, then they would use like their tears to bring rain.
Hmm.
So they like tied this kid up. I don't know. That's a lot of crazy stuff. But it was a little scary because like we had to fully rock climb to get up there. And I guess like if they were really desperate, then they started sacrificing people, obviously, and they would like go deeper into the cave.
Right.
So we went really deep into the cave and
What was the cave called?
the ATM caves.
Oh, right. You said that already.
It's like I don't know what the exact pronunciation of it. That's why they call it ATM caves because nobody can really pronounce it.
I'm sure it sounds way cooler.
It sounds way
than
cooler
fucking ATM.
than the ATM, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Going like if you give me like a big open cave, I'll go in there, right? Like I go in, I can stand upright. Maybe I duck down in a couple places.
Well,
I've been through a cave before, back
Yeah.
up in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But
This was horrible.
yeah, no, like small caves.
I mean, it would like get bigger in different spots, but like to
Yeah.
get through some of the areas, like there was a spot where I think I was telling you earlier, I had to like crawl through, and he was like, "Yeah, so you're the only part of you that will fit through here is your neck, so you're just gonna like slide your head through," and I was like, "I'm gonna die. This is where I'm gonna slip my neck on a rock and die."
I saw like a picture recently on Twitter of like there was like a spelunker who people who go through caves
Through quiz.
through caves people who like do like cave
Okay.
treks
Yeah.
for a living. So he was in one, but it's one of those ones where like you spend the entire time crawling through on your stomach and you can't like take a deep breath. And he like started going down an opening that he had found, realized it was a dead end, so he tried to back up and couldn't, because like the way he bent going in, he couldn't bend the same way coming out. So he got stuck and fucking died, head down, feet up in a cave.
See,
like
I would never go into that cave without a guide or something. Like
there's no amount of money in the world that could make me crawl on my like army crawl through a cave.
No.
Like I'm way too claustrophobic for that. There's no fucking reason. You're not gonna find anything.
Claustrophobia was freaking out the entire time. Every like 5 minutes, I was like, this cave is gonna collapse in on me. Like caves were formed one way, so it's gonna cave in. Cave. But yeah.
Yeah, no, there's nothing on this earth that could make me do that.
Mm.
So absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, I almost had multiple like mental breakdowns, but I was also in front of my family. So like we had to like kind of follow in a single file line
Right.
behind the
So you
thing.
led the
So I led because my mom was kind of freaking out a little bit.
yeah
Um, but yeah, so I led, and that's why I have a billion bruises on my knees and my legs
because of the
because I kept falling.
mm,
And yeah, I'd be like, "Don't do that," and my mom was like, "Cool," and she has like no bruises from the cave
damn
on her legs.
shit's wild.
It was very crazy, but very fun.
Um
I wouldn't do the cave again, but I'd go to Key Conqueror again.
yeah.
Very fun.
Now there was one moment while you were there
Oh,
that you had FaceTimed me.
oh God.
Which I hope you didn't fucking like run up my international. Hope I didn't get charged for making an
No,
international call.
no, 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 no.
But anyways, you called me. You were walking around,
Oh, Key Conqueror.
and you're like, "There's these guys," and I'm walking around in a bikini. First of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, like, in what
Like he's
world?
walking around in like
Right,
bathing
because it's a
suits.
big beach. It's all a
literally just
beach.
an island, and it's just a
Yeah,
big beach. There's no cars on there.
yeah,
Like
but
the way you get
here
around is
you
golf
are,
course.
somebody
Golf
not
carts.
from the area,
Yeah.
walking around by yourself.
My mom was nearby. I wasn't like
How close was nearby?
like I turned around and watched maybe like a minute back, and she was there. Like the
That's,
island is
a
not
minute.
very big.
A minute is a far distance. The amount of time you can get kidnapped and killed in a minute, or the amount
I
of
think the
times you
amount
can
of
get.
time that I was on the phone with you was how far I was from my mom because
You were on the phone with me for like 5 minutes. That's like that's like a quarter of a mile away from your mother.
I mean, I don't walk that fast.
Okay. Either way, you're walking around and you're at one point you're like these guys. What even happened? Because I didn't really. You were like had bad service. So what even happened? You interacted with some locals, I imagine.
Well, okay, so first of all, um, the guy that was our tour guide or one of our tour guides on
Oh, right. Now you're willingly go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to steal your thunder of the story.
so the guy that was our tour guide on the snorkeling boat, I took some pictures of him and the other tour guide, and he was like, "Oh, can you send me these pictures?" And then I like the app like WhatsApp wasn't loading
Yeah.
to like give him the pictures and stuff, and so I was like, "Here, just put it up, put your number in my notes, and then like I'll send it to you later." And so he put
Ridiculous.
his number in, and he put in the notes, "Future husband," and I said, "Oh my God." And then of course he texted me later, and he was like,
You're
"Can I go
so
out tonight?"
you're such a simple human being. Like it's
It's so funny. But the time that you were talking about when I was walking down the street, I was like,
Did you go out with the tour guide?
no.
Good for you.
I thought about it multiple times. I should have, honestly. I think it would have been really fun. Um, not as a date, but just like to go out.
We're gonna keep a tracker here in the corner. I'm gonna edit that in of how many times you could have been kidnapped,
Kidnapped.
murdered,
All of the above.
assaulted.
Human trafficked.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sold so
Oh,
fast.
yeah, correct. So I was walking down the street while I was on the phone with you, and then I was like, some guy went like, "Oh, hey, pretty lady," and I was like, "Yay!"
Like you don't acknowledge that. What do you mean you went, hey, like clearly it's me. Obviously. First of all, little self-centered. Second of all, you're just I hate to say like you're asking for it, but you're fucking asking to get kidnapped, assaulted, murdered. Yeah, you did say
I
that.
said, I feel like I'm just asking for it walking down the street in this
Yeah.
bikini, like I don't know.
You can't be doing something like that.
So then like that happened like 2 times, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want my mom back. So
Yeah, and you ran away.
I went the other way to meet up with my mom, and then it happened 2 more times on the way back to see my mom, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get kidnapped. Some random island." But I made it, and I didn't die, and I didn't get kidnapped.
Yeah, because at that point you were on a mission. You weren't gonna let anybody else stop you and make a comment.
Mm-hmm. I still acknowledged all of the comments that were made.
Of course you did, yeah. Because again, you're a very simple human being.
Yeah. But funnily enough, we
I
while
hate
we
that
were
word.
funnily
Funny enough.
funny enough, while we were walking around the island, we ran into our other tour guide,
Okay.
and
Did you get his number too?
no, I got his Instagram.
Yeah.
And then, so he follows me on Instagram, so he might watch this. You never know. Hey,
Maybe. What's his name?
I'm not
Go ahead.
saying names.
Go ahead.
No, we're not
Drop his
saying
name.
names. No, no, no,
Drop
no,
his
no, no.
name.
You're so funny.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. But
Is it like a basic name or is it like a fun name?
it's pretty fun.
Tell me after.
Okay, well, but we ran into him and his friend, and they were like, because we were at a stingray beach playing with stingrays,
Yeah.
just casually. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to see something really cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." So we followed him down the beach, and he showed us.
Hey, want to see something
seahorses.
really cool? Here's some fucking. Does this smell like what's chloroform? Like,
So
look
yeah,
at this really awesome new van I just got.
so we did follow them, and he showed us seahorses, which was really cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
And then later on, he did text me and was like, "Don't stay in, go out. It's Friday." And I was like, "I'm not going out. I have to pack."
Good for you.
For
Because I know
once
how
in my
badly
life.
you wanted to go out.
I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
You really like need professional help.
Probably. I think it's a good time. And plus, the place was like right down from where we were staying, like right down the street.
The
But
place you were
technically-
going out, or they were going out?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I was like, it wouldn't be that bad. It's literally just around the corner. I could call my parents if something happened.
Yeah, or you could get fucking knocked out in a split second, chloroformed, phone thrown into the ocean, and then you're sold on the black market for
Not a lot of money.
probably not a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if they wanted to kidnap me, they could have done it at a different time. We were on their
I'm
boat.
confused. Do you want to be kidnapped?
No.
You know what this reminds me of? You kind of do. I can tell.
Yeah.
This reminds me. So like Riley and I the other day were watching the Nickelodeon document, like the Quiet on Set documentary that we were talking about.
That, but I haven't yet.
Fucking
It's
wild.
good.
We watched all 4 episodes. Shit's crazy. Shit's deep.
Mhm.
Like be ready to like get fucked up.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's insane. And so we were watching that.
What is it
and
on?
It's on Max. It's on a bunch of other things, but Max is what we watched it on.
Okay.
And so we were watching it, and they were talking about how, there were some pedophiles on that worked for Nickelodeon, and people were getting diddled.
That's a word for it.
Yeah, and I made the comment, which I've made on this podcast before several times, about it was definitely like not okay to say, and I don't mean it, but it's completely a joke. Drake Bell was talking about everything that happened to him,
Yeah.
and I said, some boys have all the luck. Because I was like, I've had so many opportunities, right? I was an altar boy. I was in Boy Scouts. I had 2 prime opportunities to be touched as a boy. And nobody ever did. I was an altar boy for so many priests. Not a single one of them put a hand on me in a sexual manner. I was a Boy Scout. Get the fuck back here. I was a Boy Scout for like 10 plus years. Nobody. So now I'm like, oh my God, yeah. There's like been so many things that have come out about Boy Scouts. And of course the kids in the Catholic Church.
God.
But
I knew about that one.
yeah, everybody knew about the Catholic Church. Woo. But yeah, Boy Scouts was like a big thing. And so like when I found out about, of course I found out about both of those things later in life. And I was like, damn, like
Man,
I lucked out
Yeah.
as an altar boy. And then I found out about the Boy Scouts and I was like, wait a second, I did both those things. Like, first of all, what are the odds? Second of all, nothing happened to me. So now I'm like,
So
am
all you
I
bitches are
ugly?
lying.
I'm like, am I not worthy of being diddled? And so I was like, so we were watching this and I said, oh, some guys have all the luck. As a joke, I don't mean it. I feel very bad for what happened to Drake Bell. It's absolutely fucked up. But I was like, clearly I needed to get into fucking acting at Nickelodeon because being an altar boy and being a fucking Boy Scout wasn't good enough for me to get touched.
Do you want to be?
That's what you reminded me of. It was like, you want to be kidnapped. I was like, did I want to be diddled? No, but
See, but I want to be kidnapped.
I everybody wants a little bit of attention. How you get it is
But like, see, okay, this is really horrible for me to say.
what?
If I get kidnapped, I don't have to pay bills. Literally, I'm just going.
It's easier to just like die.
Yeah,
Just
but
just
like,
kill yourself.
oh,
Like, don't go through the hassle of getting kidnapped and like probably tortured. Because then you know
well,
what
like,
might
what if
happen?
I like
What if they
willingly
kidnap
did the
you?
things
What
that
if they
they wanted me
kidnap
to
you
do
for ransom?
for ransom?
Yeah, like then they're like, hey, they call up Nikki and they're like,
Not
hey,
Nikki.
Nikki, we have your daughter. It,
She'd be like,
500
keep her.
$500,000 and she's yours. Your mom pays the $500,000, right? She scrounges up the money. I'm not calling your mom poor, but she scrounges up $500,000 and she pays you. Now you're fucking back. And now you got to pay for all the shit you missed while you were kidnapped. Fucking Netflix hits you up. They're like, hey, you haven't paid them 2 months on your subscription.
Like, I was kidnapped.
Yeah, that I don't think that's covered in their clause.
Terms
There's
and
no
conditions.
kidnapping clause. So like there's other ways to get out of paying your bills that are easier than being kidnapped.
Just kill yourself
Just
instead.
just die.
Just die. Cool. I'll try that next time. Thanks. Thanks for the advice.
There's upsides, you know.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be as bad as everybody makes it out to be.
I guess it depends on the kidnappers.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. While you were gone, I got this done.
It's
So
like blending into the curtain back there.
it is. It's really just like hidden
just
back there.
dark. Your arm
Um,
looks smaller.
So I feel like I've updated this podcast several times over the years on this tattoo. Everybody's known that I wanted to make this a sleeve for so long. So I finally got it done. Finally bit the bullet, spent the money. I will stand up for this so you can see everything. But there's
Sick.
fully done outer space sleeve.
It looks a lot cooler in person than it does on the screen. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't see a lot of the like
The
you can barely
details.
see Mars on camera.
Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, but
I can't tell if that's blood or red.
it's red. Thanks. But yeah,
joking.
so I had everything up here up until the black hole. So the words and all the planets are up here. So I found a guy who, and this guy, so the real reason I want to show this off is to tell a story about the, I can bring this a little closer.
Wow.
Very cool.
My face.
My arm fucking hurts, first of all. So I got this done like 2 days ago. And like the skin doesn't hurt so much anymore, but because he literally like tenderized my whole arm with needles the entire day, my muscles are very sore. So like bending my arm like any further than this hurts all right here so badly. So I keep picking up this drink to take a drink and I have to switch hands because it fucking hurts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's brutal. I'm still very swollen. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but like, yeah, like look at my fucking difference in wrists. It's
you're
very swollen. And again, it's because he fucking my whole fucking arm
stabbed you multiple times.
And so, the other day, like earlier in the week, I was reaching out to a bunch of tattoo artists, and I was like, I'm trying to get this done. Because my artist originally left the state. She moved to Georgia, and I was like, it's just gonna be way too impossible. So I took the artwork that she drew up for me, and I was sending it out, and I was like, do you think you could maybe do this? Here's what I've already got done. Yada yada yada. What's your price point? And I was trying to stay. I won't really say the budget because it was a lot of money, but it like was also like within a reasonable amount for I think a full sleeve.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my budget. And one place was like, yeah, we can stay within your budget, but it's going to be that budget per session and it's going to be 3 to 4 sessions. And I was like, that's fucked. Absolutely no way. Another place I reached out to, they were like 2 to 3 sessions, but it's going to be more than your budget for each session. And I was like, absolutely not. Some places were trying to charge me like upwards of like $5,000 total. And I was like, not a shot in hell. There's no.
Yeah.
And so Haley, my roommate, recommended the place that she goes to. And the place that she goes to is called Ink House Studio.
Okay.
And I'm gonna link their Instagram and my artist Instagram in the bio because he followed me on Instagram and he said he's gonna watch this episode.
What's
So
his name?
Camilo, I think he's from Chile.
If you butchered his name,
I might
he's
have.
gonna know.
But anyway, so Ink House Studio, and I went to the one that's in like Altamont Springs. It's very far away. It was like a 45-minute drive to get there.
Very far away.
But anyway, so Haley recommended this guy Manny, who's like the owner of the place. And I reached out to him on Instagram and I said, here's my budget, here's what I want, here's what I already have done, yada yada yada. Do you think you can make it work within my budget? And he asked a couple of questions, which made it seem like he was interested and he could work within it. And then he recommended my artist. And was like, this guy is really interested. He does a lot of big art pieces. Here's his Instagram. Shoot him a message. I already told him that what you want to get done. He's waiting for your message. So I instantly messaged him. And I was like, hey, Manny told me to reach out to you. He goes, yes. When are you available? And I was like, oh, shit. So now I'm scrolling through his Instagram. I'm going to pull it up really quick and just show you guys literally one picture to give you an idea of how fucking insanely talented this guy is. Okay, my recent search.
Oh, wow. You stalking me?
Yeah, I was.
Probably because I tagged you in a picture literally today.
Okay. Yeah, see, how would you say that?
Camilo?
So this picture is the one, like, he's known for like these massive pieces. Like, this is what he does. God, that hurts. He specializes in just massive, that's a fucking dragon on his back. He does color, he does black and white. It's fucking insane. If you're literally in the Central Florida area, I highly recommend this guy. He just moved here like 3 or 4 weeks ago from Chile, or Chile as they probably call it there. He just moved here recently. And I was told when I got there that I was his first client with like a large piece in the United States, and he was super 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 excited about it. Every single person that was at the shop, it was all a bunch of other artists that work there. They were like, you're gonna be blown away, like the things he does you've never seen before. Like,
is that a picture of him?
Yeah. They were like, what he does isn't like what American artists do. Like, he is on another level.
Wow.
And I found out while talking to him that in Chile, everybody does tattooing. Like, it's like part of their culture. And so there's like hundreds and thousands of tattoo artists. And he goes, so you have to be really good if you want to be like, if you want to stand out from everybody else. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. He was like, so I've been doing it for 10 years. He started as an accident. He met his wife by tattooing her. Yeah.
You could have been his wife.
I could have been his wife. And he's like, I didn't even want to be a tattoo artist. He goes, I was getting tattooed by my friend and I was watching him do it. And I was like, oh, that looks easy. So I started doing it. And I was like, you said that looks easy? And so he just started doing it and is now one of the best fucking artists I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think I'm any good. And I go, I've never seen artwork like yours before. He was like the most genuinely nice and humble human being I've ever met. He was incredible. His English wasn't great, which like, so talking to him was like difficult at times. But it was a lot of fun. He was laughing a lot at me because of how much pain I was in.
Yeah.
When he got to like the elbow, this fucking killed.
Oh.
Yeah, it hurt a lot.
Ouch.
And so he was laughing at me because I was like squeezing my leg. It was fun.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was just a good time. He was incredible, and he stayed under my budget because he was telling me, and I know the longer he's here in the United States, his prices are gonna go up because he's gonna realize how much money he can make.
Yeah.
And so I'm very happy that I caught him when I did.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me that he was like, in my country, tattoos do not cost a lot of money. He goes, you come into a shop, you say you want something, you sit down on the chair right away. There's no consultation. There's no pay a deposit, come back later.
Yeah.
He goes, if you want something, you sit down on the chair. There's no paperwork. I was like, that's awesome. He goes, a tattoo like this, the black hole, this here in the States, what, $300, $400, maybe $500 from a regular tattoo artist?
Correct.
He goes, where I'm from, $70, $80, American dollars. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
He was telling me that some people will travel to Chile and it's cheaper for them to spend money on a flight round trip, pay for the tattoo, probably pay for a place to stay, than it would be to just get the
Just get the
tattoo here in
tattoo, yeah.
America. And that is insane to me. And so again, like he was told when he got
Yeah.
here, because he tried to charge like really minimal prices, he was told that he couldn't. He was like, they were like, you have, like, if you want to even survive,
Yeah,
you have to pay,
charge,
you have to
yeah.
charge more. Like you won't be able to afford rent, you won't be able to afford anything. But again, he's insanely incredible. Like I said, I'm gonna link his Instagram in the bio of this episode. Um, and I'm 100% like, you know how like everybody's like, oh, my artist, my artist, my artist.
Yeah.
I never had one because like all of my tattoos are from different artists,
Yeah, I
and I
think
thought I had one with this outer space sleeve, and she was for a little while until she left. Um, but this guy, that's my artist.
Yeah,
Like
that's your artist,
I'm
no.
going back to him forever.
Yeah.
He is so, and the best part about it, the part I almost forgot about, he freehanded everything.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is not, none of
He
this
didn't
was stenciled
stencil?
on. Not a single thing was stenciled on.
Shut up. So the circles?
Freehand. And he didn't use like, you know how like art or
Oh
like
my God.
they will use like, there's a needle for like doing like an outline, and then there's a needle for shading.
Yeah.
And the needle for shading has like 17 needles, and the needle
Yeah.
for outlining has like one.
Did he just
He
do
used
one?
the shading needle and just tilted it on an angle and just used like the edge of the shading needle to do everything. There was the only time he used a single needle was to do the little stars that you can't see on camera, but they're little like stars, little white spots in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
He would use a single white needle and do everything. But everything else, he
That is so
just hit the
sick.
shading needle and he freehanded everything. The asteroids, the comet, the black hole, totally freehand. All he would do, and you've probably seen these videos on TikTok, he would take a Sharpie, scribble something on,
Mm-hmm.
and have you seen those videos on
I
TikTok?
think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy like scribbles on, he goes, "Does that look good?" And they're like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck is that gonna be?"
Yeah.
He's used to a stencil, and then he comes
And
out
then
with
it goes
amazing
like
artwork. Yeah,
crazy.
and this guy is exactly the same. That dragon that I showed you, freehanded that. He said, "I drew that on with a Sharpie," and he goes, "And it's good enough for me."
Was it like, it's not like a thick Sharpie, it's like a small Sharpie.
It was a Sharpie, like that Sharpie that I have on the calendar. It was that Sharpie, a green Sharpie. So the planets he drew on with highlighter, he just did circles, and then he goes, "Okay, it's a little light because it was a yellow highlighter."
Yeah.
And so then he took the green Sharpie and he circle. He goes, "That was good placement." I was like, maybe shift him over a little bit," and he was like, "Okay." So he shifted him over, just drew another circle a little bit further over, and then he looked at the picture that I had shown him of Mars, for example, and he took the green Sharpie and he just scribbled some lines on where the details were in the planet, and you can see the lines that he then scribbled.
Oh,
Yeah. Same thing with
that's
Earth.
so sick.
With Earth, he just went in there and scribbled. He goes, "It's not going to look exactly like North America." I go, "That's fine.
Yeah.
Looks pretty damn close to fucking North America, if you ask me."
There's a little Florida
Yeah.
right there.
Thanks.
Almost.
But yeah, so he just drew everything on with a Sharpie, including the black hole, and then
Wow.
just did it. And I was like,
I want to be that good.
people ask me like the past 2 days, they're like, "Did that make you like nervous at all?" And I was like, shockingly no, because he started with up here. So he just started with like the shading in everything that I already had done. And he did some Sharpie on me. He just like came in and was like, "I'm gonna do some here and a little scribble there, a little scribble there." And so I was watching him do all this, and I could just tell by the shading that he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
And I'd seen his artwork, so I knew he could do it. And so I just, the entire time, there was not a moment where I was like, "You're drawing on me with a Sharpie, you're not gonna stencil this at all." And it was wild.
That's so cool.
Wild.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It
So
looks really good.
I know.
It's insane.
And of course, free touch-ups. So I'm definitely going back to get this touched up once the reds and the yellows, everything fades. But that was my experience. And again, he stayed below my budget, so I tipped him really well and then brought it all the way back up to my budget with that tip because he fucking deserved it. The man doesn't even have a car yet, so he said he's thinking about getting an electric scooter so he can just like go to and from the shop. He was like, "I've seen a lot of people use those," and he goes, they look fun." And I was like, "Yeah." So I'm like, here's a hefty tip. Put it towards the scooter fund. Like,
jeez.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure with how much I tipped him, he could just buy the scooter outright. So
Yeah.
But yeah, he was wild. So again, if you live in Central Florida, go to Ink House Studio and ask for Camilo. Honestly, anybody there. They were all, again,
Yeah.
all the artists were super nice. You could see a lot of their artwork, and all of it was very, very good. Riley got a small tattoo, and
Yeah.
hers was also incredible.
Cute.
So
Love that.
yeah,
I want to get
check 'em out.
another tattoo.
So do I. I'm itching for another one
I
already.
think I might get one when I get to Europe.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You're
God.
going on a trip, gotta get a tattoo. I'm surprised you didn't come back from Belize with one.
I almost did.
Uh-huh.
My parents don't love tattoos, so I was like, you
I've
know,
not showed my family this.
I'll. Oh.
I like my siblings are gonna be like, that's fucking awesome. My dad's gonna be like, where's the money you owe me? And my mom knew that I was at the shop. She called me that day, and I was like, I'm meeting some guy about my tattoo. I can't really talk right now. And she goes, oh, okay, I don't mean to bother you. Sorry, have fun.
Oh.
And so like she'll be like, that's incredible. How much did it cost?
Yeah.
And so I'm
And your dad will
gonna
be like,
hopefully they don't watch this whole episode, but I'm gonna lowball them. I'm gonna tell my parents it costs way less than it costs.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you gave me a great deal. It cost $200.
The whole sleeve.
They don't know. My parents don't have tattoos. They have no idea.
Yeah, I almost walked down the street in Keycocker and got a tattoo. I took a picture of the tattoo shop. I was like, next time I'm here, I'll come back
Yeah.
and do it. But yeah, my parents don't love tattoos. So I was like, I'll respect them. They're
Yeah.
paying for this really cool trip and stuff. But I won't go and just randomly get some tattoo.
Yeah.
But Europe, man.
I'm getting a
Europe's free
tattoo.
balling. Going to Greece, gonna get yachted.
God.
Yeah.
I think that's like everything that happened to us
Yeah.
throughout the past week.
We've had a crazy week.
Crazy, honestly.
Crazy week.
But we got two things we're talking about.
I don't know. I was here.
This and then
Yeah.
the other thing we talked about. We'll talk about the Princess Kate first.
Oh yeah.
Because we talked about it last week. We'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
One, I'd like to say that I was right.
But
that she was perfectly fine. But I also before the
she's
whole
not perfectly fine.
I meant like she's alive
Well, yeah.
and didn't run away.
She could have still. She could have been saying
did
that
not run
video with like a gun to her head.
Shut up. But my prediction last week was she's gonna start being seen in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And people are gonna start saying it's a body double. That is exactly what happened.
Say that.
Everybody was like, oh, the royal family hired lookalikes, like, here's this lookalike and here's this lookalike, and you can see they have this slightly different hairline and this slightly different yada yada yada. Every single person. When I sent you that thing that she was spotted at like a farmer's market or whatever.
Oh yeah, people were like,
everybody broke down that video and was like, this isn't her. Look at the height differential. Look at the way she's walking. Look at her smile. There's Christmas decorations up in the background. This is an old video. And I was like, I called it. She's gonna be seen, and people aren't
like,
gonna
I
believe
have
it.
Christmas decorations up
Yeah,
in my house
exactly.
right now.
But that's exactly what people want so badly for there to be like some sort of
Something.
scandal that they were grasping at anything. They're like, it's a body double, it's a body double, it's a body double. Well, then she comes out and goes, hey everybody, I have fucking cancer. I feel so terrible.
Yeah.
Mostly for her. I don't feel bad for making jokes because like we make jokes all the time.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's a sucky thing.
it is. I texted you about we talked about it,
Yeah,
and
we
I was like,
texted.
I'm literally depressed because I love her for no reason other than she's Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like she's
Okay.
gonna be fine. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna be fine. She doesn't look the healthiest in the video that came out.
No.
You can tell she's been
Looks like
going.
she
through
got
it.
kidnapped.
Yeah.
Maybe she did.
But like,
I'm still not fully convinced that nothing is happening.
something's happening. She's got cancer and
Well,
she's going through chemotherapy.
Sorry.
But it's wild.
Ugh.
I like, again, I'm not even the slightest bit British. So like none of this matters to me. But like I almost cried watching that video. I was like, damn, like this poor young woman
Yeah, that's
has
fair.
cancer.
but
Nobody knows
you
what kind of
would
cancer yet.
make
People
me
are
so-
suspecting colon.
Yeah.
Princess got
would
butt
make-
cancer.
Oh,
That would suck.
that would suck. Man, it wasn't abdominal surgery that she did.
Mm-hmm.
But when she started saying that, like, she's got to figure out how to tell her kids.
That's the part. That's the part that really like hurt. Was like you like
felt like,
how do you tell? Like
Yeah.
her youngest is what 5, 6, if that.
oh,
Like how do you tell your kids that? And again, she's she said like I'm getting better every day, and I assume she's going to be fine. It seems like a very like low key sort of thing.
Yeah.
They may also be downplaying it to not freak
They
everybody
could
out.
be, yeah.
But
Be
if
like,
Kate Middleton dies, oh, people are gonna lose their shit.
yeah, they're gonna be like, she was murdered.
I don't think anybody's gonna say that. I mean, people will say that, but like, I don't think that'll be like the
I
general
think that's
consensus.
unrealistic to think that nobody's gonna say that.
Some people will. It will not be the general consensus.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I just think it's like she was missing since Christmas. Then she's seen at a farmer's market. And everybody's like, it's a body double. It's not her. It's not her. It's not her. It doesn't even look like her. Well, the reason it didn't fucking look like her is because she's fucking sick as a dog.
Jeez, that's tough.
Motherfucker was on death's doorstep, and we were just out here
Like she's
speculating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild. So
Hopefully she gets better.
hopefully, our thoughts and prayers with the princess.
Thoughts and prayers, present thoughts.
Yeah. And did you hear they were right before her video came out. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're making an announcement soon."
Oh, yeah, they were saying like somebody died or somebody
People
got
were
married.
speculating either the king is dead.
Yeah.
He's terminal.
Yeah.
And he's abdicating the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Or some other
Something
random
else.
shit.
Yeah.
And it was
And like the bells, I think I sent you the video. They maybe you didn't watch it because you never watched the TikToks that I sent you. But
don't take it personally. I never watch TikToks that anybody sends me.
anyways,
that includes Riley.
yeah, they were like ringing the bells for something, and everybody's like, "Oh, they only ring the bells if somebody's died or if somebody's like gotten married."
I think it just shows like how much people don't know about anything going on in the world.
But they also were saying that like the flags were at half mast and stuff, and then I think it was like the day after that happened, they announced that she had cancer.
Yeah, and so like that was the big announcement. Yeah. Not that the king's dying. I mean, he is, but like not that he's dying, dead, or is abdicating the throne. It's the princess has cancer, that's much like the king.
Twins. I'm
Twins.
sorry, that was so bad.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. So then there's also this thing. I don't really know much about it. I think you just read the rest of it, but
yeah. So I saw this on Snapchat 3-4 weeks ago, and I've been meaning to bring it up on every podcast since then. But because I wrote it in my notes, I don't look at my notes until we get to the trivia portion, and so I completely forgot about it. So Bridget Mendler, who is an actress. I don't know if she still acts, but was an actress.
Doctor though.
Yeah, big Disney Channel actress. She was in.
Yeah, you got
Good Luck Charlie. Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah.
Those are the only two I got. But a great show and an excellent movie. If you don't love Lemonade Mouth, you are wrong.
I love Lemonade Mouth.
Absolutely slaps. Determinate, great song.
I don't think I love it as much as you do, though.
I fucking love that movie.
I like Teen Beach Movie, probably.
Teen Beach Movie fucking slaps. Yeah, that is such a good movie.
It is my shit.
Such a good movie.
I could watch that over and over again.
Oh, 100%.
Anyways.
So Bridget Mendler, great Disney Channel actress, right? Well, as Kira just said, she also got her PhD.
Yeah, she's
and so just like casually became a doctor. And now she during COVID, I guess she started a startup, and she's the CEO of a space startup company called Northwood Space, based in California. I won't even try to pronounce that. El Segundo. They mass produce ground stations. Basically, they're making a bunch of antennas, which she said during COVID, they were just like making antennas out of like junk. And now she's the CEO of this pretty, I don't want to say massive company, but like pretty large company. I think they say somewhere in this article like how much money the company has pulled in. Right here, raking in $6.3 million in initial funding. So just like the initial funding, they pulled together almost $7 million. So like that's fucking wild. And it's like, and she's very attractive. So like,
I saw her one time in concert.
Oh shit.
Singing Hurricane at Six Flags.
Nice. Classic.
Bless you.
Nothing like a Six Flags concert.
Oh heck yeah, she was good. But it's like
But
way back when.
yeah, so this all happened to her by accident, which is the craziest part of this article we're reading. So she said,
Accident.
yeah, so she said that when she was applying for college,
Yeah.
and it's, I mean, right here in the title, when she was applying for college, she was doing it by herself.
Yeah.
And she didn't really know what she was doing. So it asked her like what things would you like to major in? And it asked her like check up to 5 boxes. And so she checked off a bunch of stuff, one of them being anthropology, and which is like the study of humans, in case you don't know.
Yeah.
And she sent in the application, and then when she when her acceptance letter came in, they said, congratulations, you've been accepted to I think it was UNC. University of Southern California. I'm saying UNC, which I think is North Carolina, which it means I'm probably wrong. Okay, it doesn't matter where she went, but let's just say it was the University of Southern California, so USC. They said you're in the anthropology program. Congratulations. After she just checked 5 random boxes according to her.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess I'm going for anthropology. She ended up, I believe, dropping out, but then went back and studied, dropped out in 2016, and then later pursued a master's degree in humanity and technology from MIT. Bitch went to MIT. Like, what?
Just casually.
Just casually went to MIT. And so now she's got a PhD.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine being that smart.
And she's the CEO of her own company. I guess her parents are engineers, so naturally she's just very smart. But like,
man, those are
actress, successful actress, attractive, PhD, CEO, your own company.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, save a little bit for everybody else.
Song artist.
Yeah, phenomenal singer. Like, what's going on?
Hurricane.
How is she this successful? And she's only 31. 31 years. I'll tell you right now.
Really close to that.
I'm almost 28, right? In less than
basically
2 months,
30.
in a month and a half, I will be 28 years old. In 3 years and half of a month. Oh, that doesn't matter right now. 3 years and 1.5 months, I will be 31 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I will not have a PhD. I will not be a successful actor. I will not be a successful musician.
Okay.
I will not have my own company. Nor will I be the CEO of anything.
You might.
Well, ideally, this would be my company.
Yeah.
But the outlook on the podcasting industry, not looking great for me.
Okay.
So if I make it to 31 and I'm not any more successful than I am right now, I'm taking care of business. I'll just put it at that. I'm just gonna do what needs to be done, and that's all I'll say. Because Bridget Mendler has just set the bar too high.
So then that's like the top. You're not supposed to do more than that. So you're doing just fine.
I'm not. No.
I don't think I'm gonna be any of that either, but
crazy. Yeah, you got a lot more years on you though. Or ahead of you.
Maybe.
So good for her. That's incredible. Like, some people have it all. What's it like being God's favorite? Bridget Mendler, like, Jesus. Good luck fucking Charlie, am I right? Yeah. Charlie's not living up to shit with Bridget Mendler as her older sister.
Yeah, good luck, Charlie. Jesus.
Did you see joking? Did you see the what's his nuts from Good Luck Charlie? The boy.
What about him? Which guy?
The younger brother.
Gabe?
Sure. What's his name? What's the actor's name? Shit. Google it.
Shit. I do know this.
But he's got like that cooking show that he does.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. And so he had the dad from Good Luck Charlie on.
Yes, I did see that.
And he surprised him with Charlie.
Yeah, I did see
Yeah.
that. Bradley Steven. That's
Bradley
his
Stephen
freaking name.
Perry. Bradley Stephen Perry.
Bradley Steven Perry. That's what I was going for.
And so he had the dad on, whoever the dad's name is.
Bob Duncan.
Bob Duncan. Exterminator.
Eric Allen Kramer.
Eric Allen Kramer.
Kramer.
And
Kramer.
they had Charlie on. Who's Charlie? Give us Charlie's name. Who, like, I don't think she's been been in anything recently. None of them have been in anything.
She is played by Mia Tal. Whoa, there's two people.
Oh shit!
Shut up. So
That's
Mia,
the one.
and there's Ava.
Ava looks
Whoa.
like she's old as fuck.
But it's definitely Mia that we're thinking of.
Mia is
She's
definitely the one.
15 right now.
Aw.
She's just a baby. Oh, she's so pretty though.
Has she been in anything since Good Luck Charlie?
Actor and a creator, but I don't appeared on the Brat TV
Movies and
series.
shows. Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. So no, she's been in nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean,
She
hey,
peaked at Good Luck Charlie.
she's living the good life, you know? She's probably made bank off of Good Luck Charlie.
She probably did.
Oh,
Oh,
what cute little baby.
so cute.
But yeah, so Charlie's honestly not successful at this rate. Like,
Not as
She
successful
peaked-
as Bridget Mendler.
yeah, she peaked as a kid.
Jeez. As a little baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bridget.
Yeah, that's the
You're
latest.
slaying at life.
It's the latest celebrity news, I guess. I did want to ask you a question that I forgot to ask about what you were telling me about your trip. When you go on trips, do you often like check hotels for like, are you one of those like paranoid people? I don't think you are, who check hotels for like hidden cameras or like a two-way mirror, or also is it two-way mirror? Two-way mirror is when you can see
both
through.
sides.
Okay.
I
didn't know. I couldn't
Not
remember.
whenever I'm traveling with my parents, typically no. But if it's someplace that I've picked out myself or something, I absolutely will
Oh,
check.
so you are paranoid.
I'm very paranoid.
Okay, but like why? Because you've seen too many TikToks?
No, because I think I grew up with my parents being like, "There's bad people everywhere," and like
Meanwhile, you're walking around an island in your bikini,
yeah,
saying hello to
'cause
strange men.
My dad's like, I don't know. I'm really just not terrified as long as my dad's in the same vicinity of me. I feel like he could fuck some people up, honestly.
Is your dad like a big guy?
He was in the military for a really long time. Went through some shit.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm sure your dad's a lovely gentleman.
Yes, he's lovely. But I don't know. I feel like if I was like, if I
What's your dad's
texted-
name?
David.
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 Oh God, shook the whole camera.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like,
But so like, what do you do? Like, what is your like? I get to a hotel, I throw my suitcase on the bed, and I fucking and I strip naked, and then I stand there and I do my stretch. What is on my shirt? What is that? It looks so much darker on camera.
not that dark
It's not. You can barely see it in real life. In real life.
in real life.
I don't strip naked and do stretches in the hotel. I would, because I'm not concerned that anybody's watching me.
You know, that's kind of how I feel about TikTok. My grandma's always like, "Oh, the Chinese are watching
You strip
you."
naked on TikTok?
No. But like, who cares? What are they gonna do?
Oh, your grandma thinks the Chinese are watching? Oh, God.
I love you, grandma, but the Chinese do not care about what you're doing in your garden.
The fuck? Your grandma has a garden?
Oh, a beautiful garden.
Wow.
Like the prettiest ever. You could talk to her about plants.
Little offended.
No.
I have a very nice garden.
You should see hers. You'd be like,
Okay.
wow.
Anyways, so what do you do when you're checking for like when you get into a hotel? Like what's your
Oh, I don't know if this is fully accurate, but I know you're supposed to like put your finger on the mirror, and if
Yeah,
it
what is if
touches-
they touch, it's two-way.
if it yeah,
If
but
they don't touch, it's
then
one way.
one way. There's that, and then
I
kind
need to
of
go
like,
check my mirror in my bathroom.
who the fuck is watching you in your bath?
I just want to see if that's accurate because I know the mirror in my bathroom is a one-way mirror.
Oh yeah, you could check it later.
Okay, I'm not going now.
Just
This isn't a mirror. This is a camera. I know they look very similar, but that's not how it works.
but yeah, and then the cameras. I mean, like, I feel like it's fairly easy to spot a camera.
Where are
I
the
also
places you look?
grew
Where are
up
the
with
places you look? Do you legitimately, when you walk into a hotel room, do you go up to the mirror and go,
sometimes.
"You're fucking
Sometimes
so
I
dumb.
double
You're
check.
so that's the dumbest shit I've heard."
Sometimes you never know. I don't know. I
Because
just
like, are you aware what's on the other side of your mirror?
a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you could like there could be a cutout behind the mirror of the wall. Like, like if you just take the whole mirror off, then
Right.
whatever, that's one thing. But like if it's up against the wall and it's like there and you
Yeah.
can't move it, then I'm like
Okay, what's on the other side of that wall?
a room
Yeah.
or somebody could be standing in
With
front of you.
another mirror.
What? I don't know.
All hotel rooms are the same.
But it could not be. You never know. There are bad people everywhere, Joe.
You're so paranoid. Well, but like
Can
I've
they
seen
just-
like the videos on
my
Chick.
parents bring me to random countries and they're like, be careful, there's bad people everywhere. You could get kidnapped. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, but there's not people watching you in your hotel room
There could be.
with a camera or a
There could
two-way
be.
mirror. You know how expensive two-way mirrors are?
Probably very. So they
Probably very.
They'd probably just walk in. They'd use a key and walk in.
Yeah, like I'd be more concerned about the hotel staff than who's in the other room.
Have you seen like serial killer things? Those are
I've
wild.
not seen serial killer things. I listen to murder podcast or like crime
Yeah, stuff like
podcasts.
that.
You know what's crazy though? I've listened to several true crime podcasts. Not once have I heard somebody in the hotel. There was a two-way mirror or a hidden camera in the fucking outlet. People are like, you see
There's
that?
cameras in the outlet.
Yeah, people say that shit. They're like, you see that blinking light up there? And I'm like, the blinking light that tells you that the smoke detector's working? They're like, that could be a camera. That's a camera. You got to rip that out. I
Okay,
go,
I'm not.
now you've broken your free smoke detector and you're going to die in your sleep from smoke inhalation. You fucking moron. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. It is what it is. Sometimes I check.
People are like, because like when you record your TV, on your phone,
yeah,
your cell phone camera often picks up the flashing light
Yeah.
from the
like the back of it.
no, not the back of it, like the
No.
your remote and your TV. The way they work is a little like laser goes to a little receiver.
Mhm.
Well, that little receiver technically they emit lights. Technically, that's how it works. Everything emits a light.
Oh, and people see like it.
People on their
it's a camera.
like my cell phone camera. There's a light, and I'm like, yeah, that's how your remote's working. That's what that is.
I'm not that paranoid. So like, if my parents pick the place, then I'm like, whatever. But if I
So like when you go to, you're not staying in a hotel when you go to London.
not London, but we're going to other places where we're staying in like Airbnbs and hostels and stuff.
Airbnbs. That's where you got to be a
That's
little
where
bit
you gotta
more.
free, yeah. So
Yeah.
freak out. I will freak out. That's what I was gonna say.
That's because that's like somebody's
Mhm.
somebody's owned that.
Correct.
Somebody's
So
owning that.
own it. It owns.
Yeah, thank you.
Currently owns.
So like that, I do like a quick sweep.
Yeah, I do a little sweep, and
If
I just
nothing
make
looks,
sure.
I'm not touching mirrors though.
I don't
If anything,
always touch the mirrors,
If
Joe.
you seem like a mirror toucher.
No,
If anything seems, what do you lick the mirror? Yeah. If anything seems out of the ordinary on a quick, 180,
little walk around.
then I'm like, let me check that out. But if I do a quick scan of the room and nothing looks weird,
Yeah.
if they see me naked, I don't care. Like, enjoy the show, right? You're not
Enjoy.
looking at much. I'm
They're
a
gonna
fucking,
sell it.
I'm a goddamn 2x2 at best. Like, I'm not even 2x2. I'm a 2x1. That's what I am. I'm like Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. That's me. Flat Stanley. Pick the flattest character you know.
Oh,
So you're not seeing much.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyhow, should we do trivia then? On that note.
Yeah.
That I was psychopath.
But definitely,
checks.
I mean, hotel rooms I won't check. Airbnbs, quick scan.
Oh yeah.
But even then, again, it's like if I see a camera, I'm just gonna be like, hey.
Hey.
It's like, what are they gonna do? Gonna watch it, get off to it. Okay.
Sell it.
To who? Who's buying? Who's buying this? Look at the ass. Nobody's buying this.
You probably didn't pick that up on the microphone.
It picked it up, trust me. Nobody's buying this. So not worried about it. And if they try to use it as blackmail, I'll be like, go ahead, post it. Like, fucking nobody gives a fuck.
Slay.
Yeah. So
How do you screen record here?
no. Just before you start clicking shit up.
Your screen, that's what it is. Woo!
All right. Pick a number. And get your I guess you don't use your phone, do you?
No, I'm just really smart.
Okay.
The silence.
Oh, I almost dropped my phone. Could have cracked a bone.
Number. I don't know. You pick a number. I always
14.
Okay.
3, 6, 9, 12, 14. In the manga series Bleach. No idea.
No. Do a different one.
I don't know shit about manga, anime, anything. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Benito Mussolini died by what method? Mussolini. Do you know this?
No, I'm just gonna guess.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
I said beheading.
Suicide.
He was shot.
Dang it! None of us got it. Neither.
Yeah. Okay, next. Is this the last week, by the way? No, this is only week 4. 3, 6, 9. Whoops. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Nyctophobia, scotophobia, ligophobia, as well as acluophobia. Oh, that's a tough one. Are all the fear of what? Dude, wait a second. There's 4 different phobias here. Well, nyctophobia, that's like I think I know what this one is.
I have no freaking idea. Are we doing this one?
I'm writing something in. If we had picked 15, what type of rhinoceros is the largest on average?
I still don't know that one.
Isn't it the white rhino?
Oh.
Just says white.
White.
Do you have an answer?
I don't know. Needles.
I said fear the dark.
Oh.
Woo! Because I was like, I used to be afraid of the dark. I think I know this one.
Huh. Crazy.
Yeah. The phobic is usually a child, but adults do suffer this phobia. I didn't know it had 4 fucking names. This is the one I knew.
Nyctophobia.
I've never heard of scotophobia, ligophobia, or acluophobia. God, I'm the fucking best. So you have no chance of winning.
Okay.
But we'll do the thing we used to do for Dave when he would always lose.
Slay.
So if we get to week 6, or when we get to week 6, if you get it right, we automatically tie, even though I am guaranteed to win. But you have to get it like
on the 6th.
I think you have to get it right. Yeah, it has to be the 6th week.
Oh.
So there's 2 more weeks. This is week 4. We have week 5 and week 6. And then if you get it, we tie and we go to a tiebreaker. If you don't get it, I win, and you have to pay for my food.
Okay.
Yes. I'll tell you right now, it's almost always Chipotle.
I love Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Oh, I love Chipotle.
Live. Anyways, Kira, where can people find you?
Kira.loveday on Instagram.
Kira.loveday.
Kira.loveday, and then Disney with Kira on Instagram.
Another day, another victory for the OGs. Did you catch it?
No.
Damn.
That was really close.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
You might want to start over. I interrupted you.
Kira.loveday on Instagram. Disney with Kira on Instagram. That's all I got for you.
Yeah. And here's her phone number.
For my future husbands.
Yeah. If you're a hot male in your 20s, the microphone definitely heard that.
I'll give him like a 4.5 out of 10.
4.5? Damn, dude was fucking wrecked.
Oh, okay. I'll be a little bit nicer. I'll say
Just give him at least a 5.
I'll
I mean,
give
he's
him a
like him
5.
halfway, so you could bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
So he was a
fine.
little, he was a little.
He wasn't bad. Anyways, your turn.
What was your eat of the week?
Oh, sorry.
Fucking moron.
I was kind of panicking about it. So, probably the food that we got on the boat for snorkeling. It was like
Fresh caught?
no,
Damn.
it was like traditional-ish Central American food. It was like rice and beans and then chicken and there was some pasta in there. And I think that's it, but it was really good.
I didn't get it. There's a fruit fly flying around and it's driving me fucking crazy.
Anywho,
That sounds good.
yeah, it was pretty good. Oh,
Did you-
and chicken. I don't know if I said that
You
part.
didn't say chicken. You said rice and beans and pasta.
Pasta.
Like, it sounds pretty bland, but
Chicken. Chicken.
do you get like this is like a oddly personal question, so you don't feel like you have to answer it. But do you get like stomach issues when you travel and eat food?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mad.
absolutely.
You get the bad poops.
Well, no. Anyways,
You
I'm
just
not gonna
have
get
what? You
into
just
that.
have upset stomach?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
really bad stomach problems.
Damn.
Because I already have like IBS
Of course you do.
and itself.
Of
Hot
course you do.
stomach problems. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
And now you're back to calling yourself hot.
Anyways, it is what it is. I don't think I'm that hot. Realistically.
Shut up. We don't have time for you to
Realistically.
start fishing for compliments from the audience.
Anyways, what is yours?
You can follow me on my photography Instagram, Sharky_photography, my regular Instagram, Secret Agent Sharky, and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@JoeSharky7. Excuse me. My eat of the week is we took a break during the tattoo for like 20 minutes so we could eat some food, and Riley got some. There's a Greek restaurant down the road. She got what I like to call gyros. Euros.
Yeah. I don't know how to say it. Guy, I'm gonna be in Greece. Be like, can I get a gyro, please?
So a gyro. And I got a chicken gyro.
Oh, so good.
It was fucking delicious.
I love Greek food.
It's so good.
So good.
So
For no
good.
freaking reason.
So good. Well, there's a good reason. It's because Greece is, it's on the water, Listen, anytime you're on like an island or
yeah, they have very good food.
yeah, that's just how it works. If you're at the beach here in Florida, phenomenal food.
Correct. I used to
Central
live on the
Florida,
beach.
Central Florida,
Shitty.
dog shit food.
Awful.
Yeah, unless you're
Horrible.
going to like fucking Burger King.
Yeah.
But like you go to Sharky's down in fucking
You only like
Siesta
it 'cause
Key.
it's got your name.
It does have my name. But no, seriously, you go to Sharky's down in Siesta Key,
Never been there.
you gotta go. And just down the beach, shark tooth capital of the world.
Sick.
Yeah, you didn't know that? You've lived in Florida like your entire life.
I don't go to South Florida.
It's not south, really. It's just West Florida. It's like an hour and a half away from us, maybe 2.
Yeah, I stay mostly in
South
the
Florida is
top half.
Miami.
I go to like my hometown to Orlando. And I don't think I've been further except to Miami to be in an airport.
So you've been to South Florida.
Briefly.
Briefly.
Briefly. I've been
Anyways.
to Central Florida.
Venice Beach is the shark tooth capital of the world.
Oh, I want to go.
It's
I
a
play
lot
with
of
sharks.
fun.
I'll wear that shirt. Shark bait dive team.
Yeah. Look like a
Anyways.
fucking piece of cardboard right now.
Because I'm so tan.
Anyway, yeah, no. Anyways, you can follow us. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at CSG Pod. That is CSGPOD. You can follow us on TikTok at the Shuffle Podcast, where we post our clips from the podcast. You can also follow us on Instagram for our reels. That is at the Shuffle_podcast, and then subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at the Shuffle Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk at you next week.
Sort of.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh, ow.
Jesus Christ.